Good morning, Browick School. What are you going to do today? Learn, enjoy, succeed. I found my clicker, so I don't have to keep bending down to change the slide. Welcome to Assembly. It's Wednesday the 25th of March. This is your third day of home learning. I hope it's going really well. We have seen some super duper things from you and we know that you're doing a great job, so well done, keep going, and well done to all those mums and dads out there as well who are finding out just how hard your teachers have been working every day having you at home. You had lots of tips yesterday from Mrs. Robertson about how to make your home learning really successful. I hope that you're really listening to those and using them. Oh, if you were in class, you would probably sing happy birthday with all of your friends in the classroom. We don't normally do it in Assembly, but I thought during this really special time it might be nice if we celebrated all together, because if you have your birthday at the moment while we're not in school, you probably haven't got to see quite so many of your friends, which is good for us because we won't eat quite so many sweets. So who has had a birthday since we finished school on Friday? Well, yesterday was Hazel's birthday. Happy birthday to Hazel. I'm really sorry that we're not there to sing you happy birthday in person at school, Hazel, but I think that if we sing it from here, everybody at home will join in. Okay, you're going to have to put up with my singing because I'm the only one that you can hear, but I'm sure everyone else is. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hazel. Happy birthday to you. Woohoo! Happy birthday, Hazel. Hope you had an awesome day. Hope you got some super brilliant presents. You might have seen this already on a different video, but I thought that I would say it again just to make sure. So remember, it's really important that when you're out and about and you're in the supermarket or you're going out for your walk or whatever else you might be doing outside of your house, that you stay 2 meters away from each other. Now, it's a bit difficult to know how far 2 meters is, so I've got a little tip for you. We're going to think about jumpers instead of meters. So I've got a jumper here. This is quite a big jumper because it's Abby's and she's 11, so she's quite big. But if she was in here and she stretched out her arms like that, that would be a little bit more than a meter. Now, if you're not quite 11 yet, then your jumper is going to be a little bit smaller. So the thing to think about is 2 jumpers away. So in a minute, when the video finishes, go upstairs, find 2 jumpers in your house, lay them out on the floor, stand at one end, maybe get somebody to stand at the other end, and have a little practice about how far that is, because it'll feel a bit strange. It's much further away from each other than we normally stand, but it's just really important to make sure that we're doing everything we can to stop the germs from spreading. If you are 2 jumpers away, then that distance, if somebody coughs or sneezes, it can't get onto you, and it means that you're not going to touch anybody or any germs by accident. Today, your mums and dads might have seen some information from Windsor and Maidenhead. They have closed all of the children's playgrounds, and I know that probably feels a little bit sad because it's really nice to be able to go to the park and play on the swings and on the slides and things, but they've done it for a really good reason. It's absolutely to keep everybody safe. It's really important during this time that we try to reduce the spread of germs as much as we possibly can. And if you were in the park and touching the sides of the swing and the slide and the other things, and then the next person comes and does that, and one of them doesn't realise that they are poorly, then they might make you poorly by accident. So it's a shame that we don't have that to do, but don't worry, we've got loads of other really good ideas for you. So some of your parents might have seen the Rainbow Treasure Hunt game. Some people in Holyport and Bray and Maidenhead, where we all live, have started playing this already. So what people are doing is, in their houses, they're making a rainbow. It needs to be a really big one, maybe not quite as big as that, a really big one. They're painting one or making a collage or colouring one in, and they are sticking it up in the window of their house, because what that means is, if you're doing your share an exercise like Mrs. Robertson told you yesterday, and you want to go outside and go for a walk, it's really nice to have something to look for on your way. My favourite walk used to be to the pub, so I can't do that at the moment, so we've had to think of some different ideas. So this rainbow treasure hunt is a really lovely idea, because while you're walking around, you might find that some people have stuck a rainbow in your window to find. And I wondered if you might like to, while you're having a little walk around, see if you can find some and maybe count them and see how many you can find. And if you did a different route every day, you might find a different rainbow. I'm going to start you off because I found some near my house, and so maybe for an extra bonus point, I wonder if you can find out where these rainbows are. So have a look. This person's put a lovely rainbow in their window just there. These are somewhere near to where you live. And there's another big one that was a bit easier to see up in the window just there. So maybe if you would like to go off and have a walk, have a little spot, see if you can find some rainbows to have a look at. Maybe you would like to make a rainbow of your own at home and stick it up in your window for other people to find. Got a few rules for you for this treasure hunt, just to make sure that everybody stays safe. Okay, so remember, you can go out for one form of exercise every day. So you might decide to use your treasure hunt as your exercise for that day. That would be a really good thing to do, because you would be walking around the streets where hopefully you won't bump into too many other people. If you see a rainbow in somebody's house, and especially if you know whose house that is, because it might be somebody that you go to school with, please don't knock on their door. If you happen to see them in the window, you could give them a wave, but remember that we need to be keeping social distancing and staying away from each other wherever we can. So it's just about spotting things in the window rather than going up and talking to people who you don't normally interact with or live with. So don't knock on the door, please. If you do see anybody, and that's fine if you do, because don't worry, there are going to be other people out and about. Remember that you do need to stay 2 jumpers away. Stay 2 jumpers away. That rhymes, so it's nice and easy to remember. Please remember that every time you've been outside, it's really important to wash your hands again when you get home, just to make sure that any germs that might have got onto there are washed away and won't make you poorly. Right, how many of you have said this already so far? You just need to think. There are loads of different things that you can do. I'm going to try and help you with a few tips here. If you've got a garden, get outside loads. There's lots and lots of exciting things that you could do in the garden. Mr. Bavington's giving you some great ideas on his videos of different games that you could play and ways that you can still use your body and keep fit. And remember, even though he's doing one of those every day, you can still access all of the videos from days before. So if you really enjoyed the sock game, you could play that game any day. It doesn't need to just be on the day that he sets it for you. So the longer we go on, the more you'll have to choose from. Have you seen this? Joe Wicks, who we sometimes do in assembly, is doing a workout every day at 9 o'clock. So join in with that, because they are fantastic. He's made sure you can do them in a really small space. And all of those ones that we use at school, I was just accessing on YouTube. So if you just search for him, then you'll be able to find loads of different ones that you can do at home as well, if you fancy an extra one. Please make sure that you do go out every day. Although we are being told that we should only go once every day, it is really important that you go outside, get a change of scene, look at something different, do something that you might not be able to do in your house, even if that is just going for a walk or going to play a game in a nice big open space or something. Make sure that you socialise with your friends. You've got a fantastic video coming for assembly tomorrow from Mrs. Robertson, where she will give you loads of great tips for this. It's really important because we spend all day at school talking to each other, don't we, and playing together. She's got some great ideas of how you can carry on doing that. Remember, this information went home to your parents at the end of last week. We've got lots of other things that you can be doing as well as your maths and English. So go back through and see if you can find them in the emails. You've got a project challenge that had 6 different ideas on. And if you have a go at those and email back in anything that you do to project@Braywick Court School, then Mrs. Bailey is checking those. And we'd love to see some of the things that you've been up to. There's loads of great ideas on there to keep you busy. And also I've set you a housework Housework Challenge. We will announce points for this for the first week in assembly on Friday, and then next week I'll do an assembly explaining it to you in a bit more detail if you perhaps haven't had a chance to get started on it just yet. There's loads of other things, remember. Have a look on our YouTube channel. Do you know what? You could even have a look at the stuff that's being posted for other classes, because some of that might be just as good for you too. So remember, there are loads of storytime videos. I'm doing one every day, but a lot of the class teachers are doing them too. So you could always go and have a look at somebody else's. Mrs. Bailey's doing some great daily challenges, one for the children who live downstairs, one for the children who live upstairs at school. Have a little look, and remember, same thing. Go back and have a look at the ones from previous days. If you haven't had a chance to do them on the day, try them on a different day if you're looking for something to do. And Miss McFettridge, oh, I didn't put Miss on there, sorry. Miss McFettridge's Spanish is excellent. I'm not very good at Spanish, so I'm going to see if I can look at her daily Spanish videos and learn something. They're from her Spanish calendar that she kept in her classroom. And you could learn something new. So it doesn't have to be something that we would teach you at school. It would be something that you're really interested in personally. So have a think about all the things that you could do. Look up some clips for things on YouTube. That you've got plenty of time to get really good at something. And then when you come back to school, you can show us what super amazing thing that you can do. Kristen and Maddie's mummy told me that they're going to learn Makaton. I think that's a great idea. So you might want to do something like that too. That's it. Okay, hopefully there's lots of useful information for you there and things for you to be getting on with. Have a great day of home learning. I'll see you later for story time. Bye.